Yo, what is going on? What's up? What's up, everybody? So Sam Bankman-Fried thinks he's not guilty. Who would have thought that? Um, Congress can't do anything with an investigation because they can't agree who's going to be the speaker of the crooked speaker of the House. Um, and mining rigs getting shut down in mass exodus. Yo, let's dig in. Yo. Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what is going on? What is going on? As we are coming up to the end of the week, the first week of the year. And of course, the first thing that I see today is, Sam Bankman-Fried putting in a not guilty plea going in. Yo, this one is actually kind of not unexpected, guys, but as you guys are rolling on in, definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, guys, so you never miss when I drop these awesome videos. Yo, what up, Fudweiser? What's up, Censored Crypto? Yo. So check this out, guys. So Sam Bankman-Fried enters in a not guilty plea for all counts in federal court. The former FTX CEO faces 8 criminal counts in the United States, which will result in 115 years in prison once convicted. I don't think it's going to be an if, it's going to be once convicted. So, it's like, of course, his lawyers are going to instruct him to put in a not guilty plea. So, I mean, it's nothing really cynical. This is just how if you get a good defense lawyer, he's be like, just plead not guilty, because they're going to hope that there can be some kind of plea bargaining deal that will benefit. Basically, at the end of the day, Scam Bankman knows that he broke the law. He's an MIT guy. He knows he broke the law. His lawyers knows that he broke the law. So now, as any defense lawyer is going to do, it doesn't matter how much you hate defense lawyers, this is their job, is to make sure that their client, even if guilty, one, they're going to try to get him off. I mean, that's the big thing. If they can get him off of the all charges scot-free, that lawyer becomes the most sought out lawyer in criminal defense, period, right? But if they're not able to do that, they want to be able to go, okay, well, 115 years, maybe get that cut down to 40 to 50 years. But I highly doubt it. When you hit this many people up in a obvious Ponzi scam, and all partners have basically ratted them out, yeah, you're pretty much floating up the river without a paddle. It's not going to be a good time for him. He best to get used to a very, very small cell. He is about to have his lavish life ripped out from underneath him, and that is for sure. So the charges that he is going to be facing, referring to the collapse of the crypto exchange, include wire fraud, securities fraud, violation of campaign finance laws, using stolen funds to finance the Democrats. Yep. Multiple observers in the United States Court in the Southern District of New York reported that Bankman-Fried's attorney has entered a not guilty plea on Sam Bankman's behalf in his first court appearance since December. He faces, as it says, 8 criminal charges, 115 years if convicted. The U.S. Attorney Daniel Sassoons, one of the prosecutors in the case, the former FTX executive reportedly said that her team intended to provide scam bankman frauds lawyers with documents of evidence within the next 2 weeks. Reuters reported that Sassoon will be anticipating a 4-week trial, which courts could show scheduled for October 2nd. Wow. Did I just read that right? They're expecting a 4-week trial, and it's not going to go off until the end of the year. Wow. So he's going to be on house arrest until October while other people's lives are fucking wrecked. That's some shit. This guy should be in prison. Oh my God. Wow. And nobody's really talking about that aspect. They're now looking at an October 2nd court date. So he breaks the law and won't even have to step foot into a courtroom until October 2nd. Wow. The former FTX CEO is under house arrest, of course, in his parents' multi-million-dollar home. So, I mean, it's like, wow, that is some shit, ain't it? And while this is all going on like that, at the same time, U.S. Congress investigations into FTX are in limbo without a House Speaker. They can't make any committees to address the fraud allegations. They are delayed indefinitely until there is a House Speaker in the Senate, guys. So this is going to be wild, because you have a bunch of people in Congress that are going, you know what, we're going to force the vote. And we want to sit there and have some changes here that's going to benefit the people more than the corporations. And basically, you're having the uniparty swamp trying to elect, more people directly out of the swamp that is in alignment, lockstep alignment with the corporations. And we have 20 brave soldiers in Congress that are going, you know what? No, we're done. I don't care if you pull us off all the committees. We won't vote on this, period. So, yeah, this is going to be really interesting. So Kevin McCarthy has lost, I think it's 8 times so far. What up, the Deadwood? So as of so far, I mean, the longest it's ever been to a vote for a House Speaker was 2 months. And that was back in the 1800s. It took 2 months to declare an actual House Speaker. They need a House Speaker needs to get 218 votes, and nobody is going to get it. Period. So we have Republicans actually doing what everybody thought that the AOC squad was going to do, which was force the vote. And they said that wouldn't work, and then they threw in their vote to get Nancy Pelosi, who nobody wanted anyway, into power, throwing away the only edge that they had for trying to do exactly what's going on today. This is exactly how politics are supposed to work. If somebody doesn't feel like the people that they represent is being represented properly, then they should be sitting there taking a stand. Unfortunately, most of the swamp stands with the corporations and not the people that voted them in. And the people either the people realize it and don't care, or the people don't know and don't care. Either way, it's kind of stupid, but still. Without the House Speaker, you can't have any committees, which means that you're not going to see anything being looked into the Hunter Biden stuff. You're not going to have any committees looking into the weaponization of the DOJ and the FBI and the CIA. So, I mean, with this being like the way that it is right now, all these guilty parties are going, whoo, I get a little bit of breathing room here. And if Kevin McCarthy comes in, Who knows what's going to happen? Are we going to get are we going to get all the investigations like everybody's wanting to have happen and done in a fair non-biased way? Hard to say. Hard to say, because you got to remember, McCarthy represents the corporation, just like fucking Nancy Pelosi did. There's no difference between Nancy Pelosi and Kevin McCarthy. And Kevin McCarthy has already sold out the United States to the Democratic Party with Nancy Pelosi, with the agenda, with this woke agenda that they've been pushing through. So I mean, with the way that this is going in, I'm hoping that this rattles stuff up just enough to make at least some positive changes come out of this. I hope that the 20 people that are withholding their votes right now stands their grounds and gets what they're looking for. That's just the way I look at it. People could, my viewpoint might be wrong or whatever. I don't care, but that's just the way that I look at it. Is that with them in turmoil, anybody that was supposed to be investigated is going, oh, good, let them bicker. We're good to go. We'll just continue pushing our agenda. And just like FTX, Sam Bankman fraud, he's going to be like, oh, cool. I'm not going to have any issues with Congress. Hopefully they'll be able to pull their head out of their asses, but it'd be interesting to see if they these 20 people don't agree, don't get what they're looking for, right? And they just keep withholding their vote. How long will they last? That's a good one. That's a good one. Or how long will they last without being Hillary? Without being Hillary Clinton out, right? But and then on that was like kind of like the little chuckle that I saw from this morning whenever I was like the first thing on my feed, Sam Bankman-Fried is going to be put in a non-guilty plea. He doesn't have court until the end of the year, and then Congress bickering, so there'll be no investigations from Congress to him. I'm like, really? Holy shit! The gangbangers in office need to sit there and pull their heads out of their asses and figure out what they need to be doing here. I'm just saying. On the other things, guys, CES has been going off without a hitch, and all that stuff, and we've gotten our 4070 Ti, our 4080, our 4070 Ti. I don't know what the hell to call it. Their GPU that they're money grabbing off of. But here it is. Before we dive into some of that, we got AMD. So we all know that they have an issue with their vapor chamber, that you cannot lay them horizontal. They got to stay vertical. So exactly how you see them positioned here is how you got to run it. So if you're already running these things in vertical mount, you're not going to really have too much of an issue. And if you were looking for a little bit of a price cut, check this out. Below MSRP, guys. Yes, I said it. I know. I thought I'd never say that ever again. I mean, you could say it's a win, kinda, but at least it's $20 or so under MSRP. Woohoo! We have video cards under MSRP for the first time in a couple of years. It's like you're looking around going, oh my God, I bought a card, and if somebody asks you, what did you buy it for? MSRP, and you're like, it's like now we're actually seeing something under MSRP. I hope that this trend fucking continues. GPU mining is dead, and these manufacturers have got to realize, cool. Like these manufacturers have got to realize, without the mining craze behind it, you don't have this huge pent-up demand for GPUs. The people who were absolutely in need to buy a GPU and absolutely had to buy a GPU, just because they had to buy the newest GPU, those people have already purchased. Now you're trying to get the rest of the people who are sitting on older hardware to entice them. And how do you entice them? You got to drop the price down on this, guys. You absolutely need to drop the price down. If it's, I mean, like back in the day, MSRP was just like, this thing, where people were like, look, I'm giving it to you at such a deal because this is what MSRP is. And everybody's like, yeah, nobody sells stuff for MSRP. It will never move if you are sitting at MSRP. And then COVID hit and it was like, hold my beer. And you just watch this craze happen. Well, now they're off of the craze. And they're going to learn a valuable lesson to stop selling stuff like it's like there's this huge mining boom still. There's only so many gamers out there, and I've said that over and over again. There is only so many gamers in the world. There are only so many people who are willing to buy a $1,000 GPU. Most people, they cringed on saying $650 for a GPU. Especially in today's era where inflation runs so high that the inflation rate being so high, it's wiping out people's, disposable incomes basically. So for somebody who is going to be like, okay, I'm going to save up for a GPU, and over time, I can, be by the end of the year, I can have a brand new top of the line GPU. It's now a little bit older hardware. New stuff should come out. Black Friday hits. Bam! I've got me a good gaming computer through Black Friday, right? Well, people don't have that disposable income, and they're still trying to make this money. It's like, okay, you guys need to sit there and start marketing it like AMD needs to come off of their high horse and do what they used to do, which was they would sell GPUs to everybody that NVIDIA did not want to sell GPUs to, because NVIDIA was always the more overpriced stuff, and AMD would just kind of come in being the underdog, going, you know what? For all of you people that don't have a lot of money but need a good graphics card that will work, here. Those are the roots that AMD needs to return back to. And I think because, with that being said, I'm not sure if that's even possible through AMD anymore. It's not like they make their own chips in-house. They're still going through different chip manufacturers to get all their other, nothing's really made in-house. They've got designs for the cooler that they do, the overall look on the shrouds, but everything else they have to buy from other companies. So because of that, it raises your CapEx costs. So I don't know with the way that, other manufacturers are playing everything too, how much is the AMD paying more or, more over the last 2 years, and by how much? Does the percentage that they're getting charged to assemble these GPUs is it in relationship to how the pricing is? It's like I'm not saying that you make a product, you should make a profit, right? Period. I'm never gonna sit there and be like, oh, you're making so much money. No. But when it becomes unrealistic, like let's say you have a 12% rise in cost and you're raising your price up 35%, well, that's a bit much. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to, like, without knowing what their books are behind the scenes and what it actually cost them, raw numbers, to actually make a GPU. I know that they're for AIB partners, they have even less of a margin, but I'm saying directly AMD, directly NVIDIA. What is the exact cost of manufacturing versus what they're selling it for, or even what they're declaring MSRP at? But we do have a GPU at MSRP for the first time in a couple of years. We're $20 below. I wouldn't tout that as a win, but it's a step in the right direction in my book. And then, of course, Noxua coming back into the scene again. Yo! Noctua coming out with a 4080 cooler solution, guys, for their Asus. So they got their next gen GPUs coming out with the Noctua setup on there. Know that with the Noctua fans on there, it's gonna be a thick boy because of it, because you're gonna be able to take off the shelf fans and slap them back in there if you ever have an issue. So that's one thing I do like about it, but at the same time, it does make this thing a little bit of a chunky guy. And unfortunately, the card is not blacked out. I would have liked to have seen it nice and blacked out. Black fans, not this brown puke. I know it's the signature look of Noctua as the brown fan. But good God, they do make a black one too. And they could have given that design choice. Maybe two different options, one with the poop brown and one with black. But it is what it is. But, you know, it's going to be a quiet card. Good performance with the cooling solution on there. But unfortunately, it's not going to have the value proposition. And this has been the problem with the 4080s, is that with this Noctua cooler on here, I guarantee you this is going to be at the same price as the low tier 4090. So at that point, if you're going to buy the Noctua, why not get the 4090? I mean, unless you're really just wanting to grab the Noctua edition, and then you are in that particular category that's looking for that card. And, you know, the value proposition doesn't mean anything when it's what you're looking for, right? But for everybody else that's not looking for a potential collector's edition on a card, right? They want a card that's going to work. And if you were looking at the Noctuas because you're like, oh man, it's going to be nice and quiet, it'll run really nicely, and you look at the price of the 4090 and you're like, well, shit, I might as well just get the Founders Edition 4090 for that price. I don't know what you want to do. What would you guys do? I mean, if you were to would you take this Noctua cooler, this Noctua Asus, right, or a 4090? I mean, the Founders Edition 4090 or this, because I guarantee you the price tag on this is going to be right there. If it's not, you're talking within a margin of error, you know, that the 4090 Founders Edition might be a little bit more expensive, but not by much. I mean, would you not want to, if you were saying, let's say, with $100 difference between this card and the 4090, what would be the no-brainer for me would be grabbing the 4090, because then you're getting all the performance and you're leaving nothing on the table if you're going to be sitting here looking to buy a $1,700 GPU, a $1,600 GPU. Why not just get the better card at that point? That would be me. You're right there. You know, it's like if you're right there and you're like, well, I don't have the $100. Put the money you got for this GPU off to the side and earn that extra $100 would be my suggestion, you know, and that'd be about it, you know, but to each their own, right? But I do like the idea that Asus has got the Noctuas on there, because it doesn't mean that you have to use Noctua. Anything that has the same depth as Noctua fans, you can replace them with that too. So there is always cheaper options versus the Noctuas. The Noctuas are just going to be the quietest option for you. Like, after ETH2, I won't touch GPUs. Looks like ASICs are going the same way too. Yeah. I mean, they're until the mining market really makes a really big rebound. My GPU mining is going to be like a really niche community that's actually going to stick around and keep doing it. And then once we go into the next major bull run here, everybody and their mom's going to be trying to scramble to figure out how they can start mining again, you know. But you are running 30% of what you used to. Damn. Yeah, I'm still running the big farm. Trying Trying to, at least. Trying to. Absolutely trying to. So I mean, but I don't think that GPU mining long term's completely dead out of the water. I think it got overhyped up, and there's a lot of people in the market that need to get washed out, and then mining will come back. It may be another year before GPU mining really pulls back to where us true community members can actually get back into it and be profitable at the same sense. I mean, you got to remember, before Ethereum really got big, everybody was still profitable on most coins. You went through hype cycles on coins, and if you wanted to chase the hype cycle, you could squeeze out a couple of more satoshis. But now that there's a lot of displaced hash rate that's just has nowhere to go, and not enough gamers to buy all the gear. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, if mining dies, I'll just sell the GPUs and I'll be good." Well, we just went through a bull run with the most exorbitantly priced GPUs possible, and so what? You're gonna buy like my 3080 Ti that I got in my computer right now. I paid $2,000 for it. Let that sink in. A 3080 Ti, I paid just under $2,000 on it. I can't fucking sell this and make any money off of this. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna sell all of my equipment at a loss? Fuck that. So there's people in the same situation as what I'm thinking. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just sit on the hardware if I gotta turn it off, right? I ain't selling in this market. There's no point. That's what's up, John Jermaine. That is what's up. Solar mining with CPUs for no electric cost. Winning! Going back to the old school. Yeah, solar only works on for what John's really doing, where CPU mining, because the energy that it's requiring is so low that, comparative to GPUs, right? Your wattage demand is so much lower. Your amp load is so much lighter. So it really works very well with some moderately priced. You don't have to get like the most expensive, but mid-range. I mean, you got to make sure you got enough wattage for peak wattage, and you don't want to use more than 80% of that solar panel's output. The only thing that would suck is if you're sitting there and trying to mine 24 hours a day off of solar. You either have to switch it back on to grid during the nighttime, or have an expensive dry cell battery in there. So I mean, solar has its purposes, just not for like GPU mining and ASIC mining. It's just not worth it. The amount of scaling you got to do for that stuff, no. Like, I got 8 5950Xs. I should turn on. Yeah, I mean, if you just got to make sure that, add up for the peak wattage of each one of those. And then make sure whatever solar panel that you're going to turn on is, you're not going above 80% utilization. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, for a single GPU, for sure. Not bad, not bad. I mean, I wouldn't say don't hash on it. Free hash rate is free hash rate, man. That's the way I look at it. It just, if you try to scale up and you got a lot of GPUs, it doesn't really work too well. Because then you start becoming a power company, almost. Solar panels are expensive. and it's just as expensive as the, those 3070 Ti's that are basically being sold for above MSRP from Nvidia. So I should talk to CPU Jesus Rabbit mining. I only had, let's see here. I used to mine on about 14 CPUs at one point. So let me just put it into context like that. Yeah, that's not a good idea, Shuby. Your neighbors be like, God, I cut this cord and I started welding with it, and you'd be like, on sale this Christmas, $25 per 200-watt panel used. Not bad. Not bad. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's topics, guys. Yo, check this out. Core Scientific is shutting down 37,000 ASICs that it was hosting for Celsius, guys. Yo! So, yep. Now that the bankrupt project crypto Celsius network has agreed to let the Bitcoin miner Core Scientific shut off more than 37,000 ASICs it had hosting over there during the miners' bankrupt proceedings. This will save Core Scientific right around $2 million in revenue per month, guys. Yo! So, Core Scientific filed a revised proposition order on the 3rd that incorporates revisions acceptable to Celsius, stating that all Celsius rigs will be powered down effective January 3rd, 2023, and will not be restarted during the transition period. On October 19th, Core Scientific accused Celsius of failing to pay its power bills, later citing the non-payment as a major factor in the liquidity issues that led to the Bitcoin miners filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on December 21st. On December 28th, Core Scientific filed a motion seeking approval to reject Celsius's contract, claiming that the firm's failure to pay its power bills constituted a material breach of contract. Yo. According to the court filings, the termination of the agreement would apparently allow Core Scientific to generate a revenue of about $2 million per month from the space currently occupied by Celsius's mining rigs. The hosting's deal terms allowed Core Scientific to pass on some of the power costs to Celsius, and those have considerably increased since Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. According to the rejection motion, covering the increased power fees cost Core Scientific about $7.8 million as of December 28th. The miner noted it cannot afford to continue shouldering the burden of Celsius's unpaid power costs. Turn their fucking shit off. And the reason why the war is kind of affecting them is Celsius's firm hosting is in Russia. Yeah, they've got and they use hydroelectric power. That's one of their areas. I believe they've also got a location in Pennsylvania running off of a hydroelectric up there. So, I mean, they got a couple of different locations, but Do not know where Celsius's rigs currently are residing, though. The cost of production has increased for the miners, while the price of Bitcoin has decreased, which has eaten into their war chest. The Bitcoin miners can earn a unit of hash rate failing over 75% over 2022. Miners' lack of profitability combined with the costs associated with the expansion efforts caused many Bitcoin miners to struggle towards the end of 2022, and share prices plummeted as a result. Core Scientific has seen their share price fall by 99.15% over the course of the year, while Iris Energy Riot Blockchain saw falls of about 91.79% and 85.09% respectively. This is when you see them fall at that 99% level, that's usually a death spiral. Now, if Core Scientific can pull a little hat trick out and keep afloat, they will rebound, and that will be a very helpful consolidation on their end. And anybody who's wanting to invest into Core Scientific, if you believe that they can fight off an imminent collapse of the company itself, then it's on a fucking fire sale, guys. On a fire sale. It's down 99.15% over the course of 1 year. So if you're looking to get into it, this might be the time to do that. Yo. So, yeah, I mean, I'm wondering how it's going to be for Mashinsky now, who is the Celsius network leader, who basically created a Ponzi scheme himself. Basically, a lot of these shit coins are showing them their true colors as being fucking Ponzi schemes, but that's a different thing. This is a Ponzi scheme that tried to pretend it was a Bitcoin miner that ripped off some other Bitcoin miners who was hosting their gear. Hopefully, fucking Core Scientific, if they make a rebound from this, that they now vet their customers a little bit better, and if they're a Bitcoin miner, that they don't have their hands in fucking shitcoins. Period. They should not be a shitcoin provider and then mining Bitcoin on the backside. That's not a good look. Because you know damn well that Mashinsky was not sharing those fucking funds anywhere. He was sitting there going into the DeFi market and gambling with it. Not only losing his own Bitcoin, but losing all of his customers' Bitcoin. And then before the last act, he pulled all the money out that he could. I hope this guy gets fucking nailed to the cross on this one too, but we'll have to see how that goes. It sucks because that's the guy who made voice over IP. The idea that you can hear me right now is because of that man. And this fucker scammed people. Happens to the best of them. Not everybody's perfect, and not everybody's a good man. And Alex Mashinsky is not one of those good people for sure. Unfortunately, right, guys? So yeah, that's kind of like a little recap of what's been going on with Core Scientific. I hope that they can make a bounce back. We'll have to see. We will have to see if they can shake off a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We shall see. Because if they can, because in order to do a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, they typically put you and see if you can do a restructuring somehow, and they will do a restructuring of the company before they allow you to do a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which isn't that the company is going out. It just means that it gets sold for pennies to the dollar. Yo, what up, Crypto Hunter? What up? Good evening, my dude. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think that with more of these bigger facilities that I see doing this, and guys, 37,000 Bitcoin ASICs getting turned off means that my ASICs are just a little bit more profitable. Woohoo! Woo! I'm gonna stack more sats and hodl. That's what's up, man. That means my four M30 plus pluses are gonna be stacking sets. What up, Sarth? What's up, my dude? Glad to see you still floating around, my man. Still floating around. So, I think that we're gonna see some more. I'm waiting for some more of this pain to come in. I think we're almost at that bottom of the mining market right now. I really believe so. I think that if this is the bottom, if we've hit the bottom, as I'm thinking, right? It doesn't mean that we're going to be in the profits anytime soon. It just means that we've hit the floor. You know, we're not going to go any further down from here. It looks like the bulls, you know, all the crypto bulls are holding steady right now. Not a lot of money's coming off the market. It's just a lot of money sitting on the sidelines, right? So with the money sitting on the sidelines, I'm expecting to start seeing some of that money start creeping back into crypto. But the problem that I'm seeing that we're going to really end up seeing is crypto regulation first. Then once something like this passes, guys, this is, I think, is what's holding back a little bit of the market. Not much, but a little bit. So the Fed, FDIC, and the OCC teams have teamed up to wish the banks they regulate a FUD-filled new year with warnings about the risks associated with the crypto assets and their efforts to contain those risks. So they kind of got green lighted that they can hold on to it, but they're like, we warn you to not touch this in any way, shape, or form. So United States Federal Bank Regulatory Agency started off the new year with a statement on the crypto assets, looking back at the troubles of the crypto sector in 2022. The Federal Reserve, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency released a joint statement on the 3rd on past problems and their efforts to maintain sound banking practices in spite of those challenges. It's important that the risks of the crypto asset sector cannot be mitigated or controlled. Do not mitigate the banking system. The agency stated they identified 8 specific risks, including fraud, FTX, volatility. Well, you want that as a trader. Contagion, FTX, and similar familiar issues. You know, stuff that all the scams that you see with dollars and the regular banking system that can also be applied to crypto. They're going to put that into it too. Even though those ones that are similarly familiar, it's similarly familiar because it's already being done in the banking system, and they can't even stop that. Just saying. Just saying. The agencies also noted that the banking organizations are neither prohibited nor discouraged from providing banking services to customers of any specific class or type as permitted by law or regulations, but took aim squarely at the sector with the stark warning. Based on the agency's current understanding and experience to date, the agency believes that issuing or holding as principal crypto assets that are issued, stored, or transferred on an open, public, or decentralized network or similarly highly likely to be inconsistent with safe and sound banking practices. And that last part there, guys, that last part is what the banks are going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at, because like they've got to withhold, they have to do everything within safe and sound banking practices. In other words, they can hold it for you, but they cannot, if they put it on their balance sheets, they cannot enter that in because it's not going to be, it's not going to give the bank stability if their assets that they're holding are yo-yoing around. So they're not going to let them like just openly hold on to it and be like, this is on your balance sheets that you can account towards your capital principal that the bank owns, right? It's got to be set into a whole separate category that is not a part of the normal books. This is your crypto. It's not anything that the bank does anything with outside of offering it to customers. I think that's the approach that they want to see the banks taking. Just like JP Morgan has already done, because they've got a whole crypto trading desk where, yes, JP Morgan does own crypto, but it's not part of the assets that they put into so that they can get collateral, so they can get credit line. It's not part of their, they just take the income from it, versus, if they needed to liquidate that crypto, they hold so little of it too. They hold just enough because they're basically an OTC desk. They're just enabling the transfer at a small fee. So I think that's what they're wanting to see all the banks do moving forward. We'll have to see. There is banks that are dealing directly with crypto, and we'll have. And I know that FDIC insurance is not going to insure the crypto, even if they were to go, hey, there's no way that you can ever steal it. But if somebody were to pull the money out and then they're like, hey, it's not worth as much. I put $1,000 in there. Where's my $1,000? And they're like, sir, you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin then. They're like, yeah, but you got insurance. Give me my $1,000 back. And I think that's what they're trying to prevent, because like if somebody were to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and that were to drop 80%, they're going to be like, where's my money? Because they don't understand the market. So I think it's a stark warning to the banking system that they were like, hey, look, you can get into some really dicey issues, because if somebody sits there and they put $5 in there and you tried to, if they got their paycheck, deposited into their bank account, right? And they go to spend it and they're like, oh yeah, the US dollar has dropped 80%. So you've only got a $50 paycheck actually. You see where the FDIC insurance sits at with that. It's all these different regulations that I think that a lot of the crypto industry is going to be hit up with this year. I think this is going to be the year that, because of scam bankman fraud and the such harsh drawdown of crypto last year, that it's going to go under some scrutiny. And if anybody's into XRP, this might be your stark warning to that this might not be in an investment asset you want to touch. It's like there are going to be a lot of cryptos that are going to be looked at by the SEC, and the last thing you want to hear is them saying that your favorite crypto has passed the Howey test. You don't want anything you invest into to ever pass the Howey test. That means it's a security, and if it's a security, you can't invest into it any more than I can. And that means you lose. It cannot be offered to anybody in the United States. Bitcoin does not pass the Howey test. Ethereum does. But there was so many big players already into Ethereum that these big players lobbied Congress a little, or lobbied the SEC a little bit here, I think, and got the SEC to look the other way on something that could not and would never fail the Howey test. That the Ethereum passed the Howey test with flying fucking colors. Unfair launch, pre-mine, pre-sale, all that fucking good shit, right? That's a security, guys. Straight up, that's a security. But somebody obviously got bribed for Ethereum to get put in there, especially when it's so easily controlled now. But it's like I think that we're going to see some regulations, and then once we get a little bit of regulative clarity, I think, is that at that point we'll see the market kind of rebound. Not sure if we're really on the verge of a economic collapse here in the United States. I think at this point the U.S. is a little too big to fail right off the bat. That will take multiple years for the U.S. economy to really kill itself off. So it'll hurt this year for sure because the economy hasn't even absorbed the 1.7 trillion omnibus bill that they just passed. Once that gets absorbed in, we're going to see how bad it is. So I hope everybody is sitting there with all their lifeboats and all their stuff that they can utilize to shield themselves from this year, or maybe multiple years, guys. So we'll have to see with that. So if any of you guys got any comments or questions, now is definitely the time to ask away for it. While you're sitting there thinking of some questions, guys, smash that Lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Yo. So if you guys, it's like are looking to have your rigs hosted, I can certainly start taking in some people here soon, as long as I can get some, trying to work out some deals here. We're trying to do some stuff, trying to move around some stuff on the backside here to try to get in some more power into the building. Get a transformer in there that can step down fucking 480 volt for me. Drop me into 220 volt for everywhere else. I would not mind getting a 480 to 240 transformer in there and really start cranking out some power. So if you guys want to join in on that, I got links down below. Join the Patreon, guys. Get into the pseudo hasher tier. It gives you a little bit of VIP access in there, plus a couple of other little goodies, right? Just a little one. But once we go public and open up our doors to the public, guys, all the little perks that I got in there for the pseudo hasher tier ends there. So if you're in, you're in. If you're not, you lose. Well, not really lose, but you just won't get the perk of being a VIP access, early access member for the family. Mine, guys, what are your power rates? Yo, that's a good question. So you'll be looking at between 8 and 9 cents a kilowatt hour. Effective. Between 8 and 9 cents. So if you guys are wanting to get into to join to get involved with that, love to have you be a part of the crew, guy. Links down below. Get into the pseudo hasher tier, and you get your VIP access to that. Plus, basically joining the pseudo hasher tier, the perk kind of makes paying for the tier well worth it. Beats my 14 cents. Yo, woo. Ouch, yes. So, love to have you part of it. Yo, what up, Crypto Paper Route? Long time no see, buddy. What's up? Crypto Hunter. Love to have you be part of the fam, dude. What's up? Basically, I'm just trying to get, it's like I'm bootstrapping this shit myself. I have no investors as of right now. I won't turn down a good investor that will help get the infrastructure that I need into the building. That's all I need. That is literally where I'm at. If I can get the infrastructure into the building, fucking green light, guys. I will open it up to all the VIP guy. I'll open it up to the Patreon members first. As soon as we get all you guys in there, open up the doors, and life will be good for everyone because you'll have a nice, clean place to have your rigs hosted at. You'll have, of course, everything's got to be in what state are you located in? The facility is in Oklahoma. Somewhere Oklahoma. So if you're wanting to take advantage of that, love to have you part of the crew. You can even join in with the Discord. Links down below. And that's it's like I try to be as active as I can in there. It's like, yo, you still live? Yeah. Like, used to live near Miami. Nice. What up, Crypto Bedell? Dropping those FAs, guys. Everybody drop those FAs in the Chizity chat, guys, because you guys are rated F for fucking awesome. Yo! Ha. So yeah, I'm hoping here in the next few months I'll have enough money here to basically get the power that's oh so needed in the facility up and going. So FAs to everybody. Since you guys got any more comments or questions before I head up out of here? Oh damn. Oh, we got a brown floater going through the laundry room. And it's not a Snickers bar. Too funny. Oh my god. No, I do not. Go to Home Depot. Last time I had to do anything like anything major like that, I went to Home Depot. They got that whole tool rental area, and it's actually pretty cheap. So has anybody else got any other comments or questions, my guys? Anything at all before I head up out of here? All right. So since we don't have any other comments or questions, thank you everybody for being here. I finished my basement is about ruined. Yeah. When bottom? I think we hit the bottom, really. Crypto paper route. I think this is the bottom. I think we're here. The only thing that's weird about this one is that I don't see a bottom with like the liquidations like we usually get. You have an ETA one you're trying to be up and running. Bro, I wanted to be up and running yesterday. I've got all of my equipment down there. I have 2 customers' rigs in there already. And I should have the second customer stuff up and going here either this week or not this week. It'll probably be like next week. In the next next like 2 to 3 weeks, I should have him up and going because I just sent a 200 amp panel down there. So I just got to get that wired in now, which you're talking wiring, all that. But as far as getting the transformer and everything in as soon as possible, I've got a few things I need to liquidate on my end to be able to afford this. So everyone have computer issues this New Year's. I get this, huh? Yeah. Here goes my S19 funds. Oh yeah. That does suck. It does suck, Crypto Bedell, but it's the joys of being a home owner. I'm so sorry to hear that too. Exactly, Crypto Hunter. Crypto Hunter's like, I'm sorry to hear that. That really sucks. But it's not like I haven't gone through my trials and tribulations. Even last year, I had a pipe burst in my wall for my shower. I had while I was underneath the house, I realized that animals had been crawling all over the place underneath my house. They tore up my heat ducts underneath my house and broke my one of my drain pipes too. So I feels you on that one. So I can't even wash my hands without seeing Mr. Hanky. So I mean, like everybody kind of goes through their setbacks and stuff. So you'll get through it, Crypto Bedell. I know you. You got this, bro. You got this. It just sucks that it happens like right after all the holiday stuff. So you're like, I'm broke, and then it breaks, right? So yeah, I mean it'll be interesting coming in this year. So I mean, like hopefully that this if this is the worst thing that you got to deal with all year, you're getting it out of the way first thing. Look positive spin on this. This is the worst thing that's going to happen to you this year, and you're just getting it out of the way now instead of later. Just saying. And then you'll have all year to rebound from it, so you'll be good. But that's my positive outlook. I try to look at the glass half full. So I don't go broke on the holidays. Always have extra cash at all times. Yeah. You go broke for what your budget is, what you're budgeting for, right? That's what I mean. That proverbial broke where, yes, I have some money for an oh shit moment, but I don't want to touch it. So hopefully you get everything going right, and hopefully you didn't lose too much. It really sucks, dude. I feel bad for you, bro. I feel bad. Okay? I wish I can help and all that bad shit. So, with that being said, guys, thank you everybody for being here. It is over that 1 hour marker, got everybody. Definitely don't forget to smash that like button before you slide on out of here, guys. Definitely, if you're, Crypto Hunter, join the Discord. Links down below, guys. And love to have you be a part of the community. Hopefully, I'll be hosting your rigs here in the very near future. So, ASAP, stay tuned on here. Because as soon as I get that fucking transformer up and going, I am going to be like ranting and raving about it, going, everybody, you need to be in the fucking VIP pseudo hashers now. Get in there or be square. You're going to hear me ranting and raving about that the moment I get the transformer, guys. Because once I get the transformer, the VIP stuff will end shortly after that. Yeah, I feel you on that one, Bedell. Hey, man, you get a little mini vacation now because, you're at a hotel. Oh, shit, man. DNA tech's here. Everything's going to be better. John Jermaine, broke on the holidays, mortgage went up, cable went up, food is up, homeowners association is up. FA. Like, tech man in a hotel? So Thank you for everybody for showing up here. DNA Tech, you just caught me at the very, very end. So definitely smash that Lizzie like button as you're gonna, as I know your awesomeness is gonna rewatch this because you're just that awesome. I know that about DNA Tech. He's just awesome like that. He likes to support the community. Is that a good guilt trip? Community swimming pool all summer, brown air. He's like, indeed, yo. All right, guys. Well, it's over the 1 hour marker, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle up out of here, because my drink is almost evaporated, and I've got no other topics to talk about. Trump nominated for speaker today. I know. What was it? Maddie Green or whatever. I forget who it was, but yeah. Yep. We got Bitcoin going. We got Bitcoin trying to go up. We got Trump being nominated for House Speaker. Strange times we live in. Strange times, for sure. Yo, get to look at this chart just a little bit longer. Ooh, you point to the chart and go all the way up, all the way up. Come on, do something, Bitcoin. Do something.